Hello my dear students, welcome back to my class. So in the previous episode we have discussed about the concept of production, right? So in that there are so many concepts we discussed regarding the cost function, means production cost, and also production function. So that is what we discussed in the previous episode. So in that production function, finally we came to know about that, the relationship between input and output. So as a result, the production will be, means the quantity will be produced, right? And also we have to apply one formula, that is Q is equal to K into L, right? That means how much, means how the producers carried out his production activities with the help of inputs. So how much he use the inputs, so that much he can produce the output. So that relationship we can say that production function. So that we have to discuss in the previous episode, right? So today in this episode I am going to discuss about one of the new concept, that is isoquant. Then let me start about regarding that concept. Then let me start about isoquant. So isoquant is the just an alternative way of representing the production function. That means, as you know that in the production function, so the alternative way of expressing the production function is, that is isoquant. Okay, here iso means equal and quant means quantity. Okay, the term isoquant, iso means what? That is equal, and quant means what? That is quantity. So therefore an isoquant represents a constant quantity of output. So then we can represent isoquant as it is the constant quantity of output. So that is what isoquant. And the isoquant curve is also known as an equal product curve or production indifference curve or iso product curve. Okay, so isoquant curve, so that curve is also called as equal product curve or production indifference curve, or we can say that iso product curve. Then how to define this isoquant? An isoquant is the set of all possible combinations of the two inputs that yield the same maximum possible level of output. So that is what isoquant, because as you know that, so that iso means equal quantity. So how can you say that? Means it is a set of all possible combinations, means it is the group of all the possible combinations of, there are two inputs. Okay, here we mentioned there are only two inputs, and that what yield the same maximum possible level of output. So in that two inputs, if the firm or the producer he earns what more production, so that is called as isoquant. Okay, so here each isoquant represents a particular level of output. Okay, because each isoquant means we can say that what IQ1, IQ2, IQ3 like that. So each isoquant curve, so that represents what? That is their own level of output, and it is labeled with that amount of output. Okay, so that remember each isoquant represents a particular level of output. Now this isoquant curve we can express with the help of a diagram. So in this diagram you just observe here O x axis and O y axis, right? So here O x axis which shows about labor or the L, and O y axis which tells us that K means capital. Okay, and here you just observe in the left side diagram there are three isoquants. Okay, so which are the three isoquants? That is Q is equal to Q1, second one Q is equal to Q2, and third one is a Q is equal to Q3. Okay, and two input combinations, which are the inputs which we used here? Labor as well as capital. So we can write like L comma K. Okay, so these are the two inputs which we used. Okay, so two inputs combinations like L1 and K2. Okay, and also L2 and K1. We can say that, see here, L1 as well as K2 combination. Here in this diagram you can just observe here L1 and K2, this is one. Another one combination we can observe here L2 as well as that is K1. Okay, that means which gives the same level of output, that is what Q1 level of output. Okay, so means Q1 is what, this is output here. So if we fix capital at K1, okay, and if we increases the labor to L3 and output also increases, then we reach higher isoquant, that is what Q2. That means what here, what is the meaning of this? That means if we fix the capital, that is K1, okay, capital is what, K1, and if we increase the number of labors, that is 3, that is what, that is L3. See here, capital is what, K1, and if we increases the labor, that is L1, L2, L3 till L3, then quantity of output is what, that is Q2. Okay, that means when we increase the number of input, at least one input, automatically our quantity of output will also increases. That is what Q1, Q2 as well as the Q3. Okay, so that when marginal products are positive with a greater amount of one input, the same level of output can be produced only using lesser amount of other, and therefore isoquants are negatively sloped. So we can say that. So when when we are using the inputs, more number of inputs, then automatically what increases, output will also increases. Okay, that is what we can say that Q1, Q2 and Q3 level of output. Thus we can express that production function is related with the isoquant theory also. Why? Because production function, it tells us that the relationship between the input as well as output. Likewise, same thing, isoquant, which also tells us that is the relationship between the input and output. How can you say that? Because if the number of units of inputs increased, automatically the quantity also or output also increases, that is from Q1, Q2 and Q3. Okay, and here we can say that Q2 is a higher level of what, that is isoquant curve. Okay, why? Because here output is more. So this is the theory of isoquant. Okay, in the next class we'll continue further more concept. Thank you.